If you haven't already seen the footage of the CIA's ex-disguise chief talking on TED Talk stages and stuff about when she briefed President H.W. Bush in the White House Oval Office wearing one of these disguises and he didn't realize it, I got some news for you.
The office I worked in was like the Q in James Bond. One that has to stand out. I went to the White House and I briefed George H.W. Bush, the president at the time, while I was wearing a full face mask.
Just when you thought you done heard it all. Right now, I'm going to react to Ian Carroll, where he's going to discuss how the CIA has infiltrated Hollywood and how there's a CIA company actually making movies. Sit back and react. Let's see how this is about to go. Don't forget, if you like reactions like this, consider hitting that like button. Definitely subscribe to my channel and also hit the notification bell. Let's see how this is about to play out. Let's see what he is about to expose, huh?
You guys ready for another wild conspiracy? This is one of those ones that just can't be true, but it's obviously true. So this one's inspired by Joe Biden being missing for 5 days, resigning from his campaign through a X post that was not on stationery and with a weird signature. No one really knows what's going on there. Dig into it for yourself. And then he appears, first public appearance in a while. He's apparently not sick anymore. He's looking great. And everyone's commenting on how his back looks hunched. He looks like he's really sick or something. But I was noticing something really different. See if you can notice what I'm noticing here in just a second. All right, he's walking up the stairs. All right, he's walking up the stairs. He's like, he's charging. And now listen, I'm not implying anything. I'm just saying this is a thing in the real world that you should be aware of as you watch what's going on today and making your own assessments about reality. The CIA has been using Mission Impossible skin masks like on your face for like 40 years.
Can you believe that? For the last 40 years, they've been pulling one over us, huh? I'm not gonna say I don't believe it. I don't doubt it. You understand? Anything is possible, especially nowadays. Especially where we at today with technology. I wouldn't doubt it. And I believe in Hollywood, this is where they create everything and then it goes out into the real world. You understand what I'm saying? They introduce it to us through the movies and it becomes a reality.
Tony Mendez is famous for pioneering that work. This is from Legacy of Ashes, one of the best sourced histories of the CIA ever written. Here's another one from Surprise to Kill Vanish, written by Annie Jacobson. This is a direct accounting from Billy Woff, a Special Forces / CIA operative that was wearing a Dinka disguise back in '89 to disguise himself as like an African dude. He talked about how his mask didn't fit very well back in like '89. If you haven't already seen the footage of the CIA's ex-disguise chief talking on TED Talk stages and stuff about when she briefed President H.W. Bush in the White House Oval Office wearing one of these disguises and he didn't realize it, I got some news for you.
The office I worked in was like the Q in James Bond. One that has to stand out. I went to the White House and I briefed George H.W. Bush, the president at the time, while I was wearing a full face mask. So we're sitting like this close together and I'm telling him that I'm going to show him the best disguise that we have. And he's looking for a bag, like, where is it? I said, well, I'm wearing it and I'm going to take it off. My husband was Tony Mendez.
On another note, just to give you a little bit of insight, where I'm from, there was a robbery at a local check cashing where someone actually purchased silicone mask where it looks just like the person. I believe it was a wrestler they took. I don't know if it was Stone Cold Steve Austin, but it was one of the wrestlers. They each had a wrestler one, and the people actually thought they were white. They weren't white, they were black, but they actually thought that they were white. I'm talking about the pictures that you see on the news. You would have thought they were real people. You understand what I'm saying? And I believe on the article it said each mask, I believe it comes down to right here. So when you put your clothes on, it still shows like the skin that's on your face. It doesn't look off. You get me? I believe the price was about $2,000 or $1,500. So just imagine, they probably have even better ones that cost more, that really where you could talk and you actually have facial expression. You understand?
And he was played by Ben Affleck in the movie called Argo.
Aliens and robots?
Yes, sir.
You're telling me that there is a movie company in Hollywood right now that is funded by the CIA?
Yes, sir.
Are there many actors in Hollywood who also moonlight as agents, do you think?
I think there are probably quite a few, yes. I think probably Hollywood is full of CIA agents, and we just don't know it. And I wouldn't be surprised at all to discover that, this was extremely common.
They didn't mention it in the movie, but Tony had deep connections to Hollywood, to the tradespeople out in LA that did a lot of things we were interested in doing. Well, LA did have some ideas, of course. That's what they do for a living. They introduced us to a new concept. They said, what you are calling an operation, we call a performance. That's what we do. We put on performances. And before we start working on that performance, we have to define the stage that the performance is going to take place on. Then you have to know who your audience is. Who are you playing to? Who are you trying to fool? Then they showed us some tools that they used. The one that really caught our eye is what's called a stunt double mask. You all know how they're used. When the movie star is so famous or so good looking that they can't risk damaging him, we liked the idea of stunt double masks. They're quick on, they're quick off. They dramatically change your appearance. And we started using them and found them to be valuable to our operations.
I bet. So you never know when they execute someone. Is that really the person being executed, or are they putting up performance? Are they performing?
But that audience piece of it did not allow you to get close enough to one of those masks before the illusion fell apart and you saw it was a mask. So we went back to our disguise labs out at Langley, and we invented a whole new genre of masks. Masks that are so good, that are so realistic, that you can actually get up close and have a personal contact with someone for an extended period of time. They're good enough that you can brief the President of the United States in the Oval Office wearing a mask. And he isn't sure if it's you or if it's someone else. Those masks were the beginning of a whole new generation of work that we did at the CIA. Once we could make these masks that fit you so well, then we discovered we could make a twin. We could make another you. There could be two of you. We could actually make 5 or 6 of you, but usually one extra was all we needed.
Can you believe that right there? All these years. I'm telling you, the movies, sometimes the movies are a little far-fetched, but just read between the lines. There's a lot of truth in there. There's a lot of revelation in there. A lot of things being revealed.
So again, I'm not making any claims that like one thing is real or one thing is not real. I'm just saying that those things exist and they can be used in the world today by intelligence agencies or anyone else that has access to that technology. So just factor that into your equations when you're thinking like, what is the most likely possibility here? Is what I'm being told by the mainstream outlets likely or even possible at all? Or are there other possibilities that may be unlikely, but perhaps are more likely than whatever the hell is happening on your TV?
Voice.
For real.
Joe, I know you're still on the call. And we've been talking every day.
It's neutral.
I knew you were still.
Hey, with that being said, go in the comments. Do you believe? Do you think it's all a conspiracy? Or do you think they've been doing this for years? Go in the comments, run it up, flood it up. Let me know your thoughts on this. I'll see you in the next one.